the very first still frame of the short on YouTube, and my brain is already seeing the HeroQuest box and the Space Crusade box and is saying, yeah, I trust whatever this content is. Go ahead and play it. Let's see where this goes, because these are my people. You'd be right for agreeing with me, because welcome home, brave heroes. I'm Ash, this is AshQuest, and this is an update from Studio Rookwurst on their upcoming Minotaur Maze game. Your friend and mine. Let's watch and interrupt the video many times to provide commentary and see what exactly this short presents. But before I get into that, just know the video itself as well as the channel will be linked in the description below. So please go follow Studio Rookwurst if you're interested in seeing more updates on Minotaur Maze, as well as any other projects that might be down the pipeline in the future. And if you are new to the channel and you don't know what Minotaur Maze is yet, this will show you. If you've been around a little while, this is the most in-depth look we've gotten at the game so far, so let's enjoy.
Welcome to Minotaur Maze, a shifting labyrinth full of treasures, traps, and one very angry Minotaur. I'm
going to stop you right there. So, first of all, box is beautiful. This art on the box is beautiful. I've seen this art. This is not new art. This was shared to me a little while back, and it's lovely. You'll notice pretty quickly what kind of genre this game belongs in from the gameplay bits here. And it's very nice that we don't just have like 4 wizards. We have 4 distinctly different RPG classes, essentially. The tiles are pretty small. It looks like it's going to be, if I'm not mistaken, much more... like there will be a lot more combinations of possible mazes and a lot more decision making per turn than in other games of this type, because the tiles look like they are quite a bit smaller than other maze game tiles. So it makes me kind of wonder if the board is indeed set up where we have a lot more tiles, or even just an additional row and column of tiles, which would technically make the game options a lot more. I'm nerding out over something that doesn't matter. Okay, so I have several observations about the gameplay here itself. One, if you've been following this project for a while, we have what look like cardboard tiles now instead of the 3D presentations that you may have seen in the past. It looked like with prototypes we were going to be getting something that was more 3-dimensional in nature. And I understand the costs of producing something like that would have been significantly higher than going this route, for sure. Totally understandable. It was exciting to think about the prospects of the 3-dimensional tiles. Hands down, something like that would have been the most immersive of all of the maze games. And I'm aware that there are games that use tiles that stack on top of each other to give you that vertical real estate, but I'm not talking about that. I'm not complaining about this style though. I like the art style for these tiles. I don't know if the art is repeated across any of them. It looks like it's all pretty unique. It's got this nice, classy, simple, old style to it that I like, I prefer. It also kind of looks to me like the tiles are smaller than in other games of this genre, so I'm wondering if the mazes that we end up building as we play are actually much more varied and nuanced than in other maze games. But they look like they're smaller, so it looks like we have more columns and more rows, or room for more columns and more rows than we do with other games of this type. Let's continue.
Labyrinth full of treasures, traps, and one very angry Minotaur.
And just one more thing, and this isn't the end of the video. This is 10% of the video here. We have treasure cards and we have trap cards. So this is a more sophisticated version of this formula of game. Let's continue.
On each player's turn, they get to roll the die. On a roll of 1 or 2, they get to shift the maze. If they roll the Minotaur, they get to control the beast. Then...
So that's another sophisticated part of this. There is a 5th element on the board. If you're playing with 4 players, there is a 5th creature that is inhabiting the board. That's the Minotaur. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I was right. It is more complex than other maze games. Probably because those tiles are smaller. You can fit more tiles on a board the same size as other maze games.
Move your hero, land on a treasure, and it's yours, unless the Minotaur catches you. Whoever controls the Minotaur steals the treasure. Throughout the maze, the heroes may collect maze cards.
I want to call attention to the art.
Throughout the maze.
On the cards, the font, the layout, everything is nice and old school. This game has its roots in the games that you saw at the beginning of this short. And those are good roots to have, good strong roots to grow your tree of inspiration on. You should already be following the Kickstarter, but it would be very handy, to have that link in case you aren't. Okay, I'll link that in the description below as well. I'm wondering if the numbers on the tiles are going to allow us to play this a little bit differently than other games. After all, there's not pictures of treasures, there's just numbers. So I really hope that these don't represent the treasures. Like your card says, you need treasures 22, 15, and 10. Like I don't want that. I want representations of those treasures on the board. I don't think it helps the eye anymore to have to look for specific numbers than it does to look for pictures of treasures. So I hope that that's not the reasoning, if that is the mechanic. But if it is more like, okay, the number 10 means a treasure this time around, and then if you draw again, it's like, okay, the number 10 is actually a trap in this context, that makes sense. And I don't know enough about the gameplay to know if that's the direction it's taking, but that would make me more excited. Still though, a little bit more graphic would be nice. A little bit more decoration around the numbered areas. After all, you could have a treasure chest picture and say that that has to be one of your treasures. And then if you draw a card that has to change the context of the chest, obviously it's going to be a mimic or a trapped chest. It could just be a chest that explodes when you open it. No big deal. Anyway, Studio Rookwurst shared this with me, and I was very excited to share it with you guys. So I hope that you are as excited as I am about this, particularly because it comes from a small creator that is known in the HeroQuest community, and it's exciting to see something that is this creator's vision come to life in this way. This is a physical, actual game that has been prototyped, brought to conventions, play tested with people, with families, with kids, and it has been adjusted based on feedback, and it is demonstrably fun. So there's no doubt in my mind that when this releases, it's going to win awards. Whatever prestigious kind of game awards are out there. These days, we need like a Golden Orc award. This wins the Golden Orc. But that's all. So please go visit the links below, and I'll see you in the next exciting adventure. Until next time, brave heroes, farewell for now.